Cool. Let's do that. Now use the chat for now.
Hey everyone, I just want to thank everyone for joining us for the closing ceremony of the Xend Finance DeFi Hackathon 2021. As you may know, this has been a 3-month hackathon. It started, of course, with Mike Novogratz delivering our keynote speech back in September. And of course, we've had a esteemed group of judges for the hackathon, which included Binance Smart Chain, Google Africa, Coindesk, Cointelegraph, as well as Polygon as well. So we are very excited that they took the time to serve as judges for a number of great projects that it submitted, and of course took the time to judge these projects as well. Also wanted to welcome our CEO of Xend Finance. He is here. Ugo, did you want to say a few words on the closing ceremony of the hackathon?
Oh yeah, thanks a lot, Kevin. I mean, it's a great pleasure to be here, and it's been like 3 months of, intensive work from the team, from the participants, and also from the Xend Finance team as well. I mean, it's been really great having to work with this very brilliant set of young people from different parts of the world. And we actually found out that most of the applicants, I think about 80% of the applicants were from Africa, which was really, really cool because, I mean, being able to drive, adoption here requires that you have a lot of the developers, right, build out of this region. So, I mean, I'm super excited to actually talk about, who ought to go through the winners, get to announce them. I mean, it's really, really interesting what they've done. And also like so much work that came in from the Xend Finance community managers, constantly working with the developers, helping out with questions, and also from the Xend Finance development team as well, working closely with the developers to ensure that, most of the technical challenges that they faced, that, that we could solve them, especially when integrating our smart contracts and the SDK. So yeah, I mean, it's been a great journey, and we're super excited to learn what these builders have built, and then to announce the winners.
Yeah, and also over the last 3 months, we've also had a number of workshops, of course, geared mostly towards entrepreneurs and developers, but also just anyone who kind of needs help growing a project, building a project. Amongst those speakers, we had Polygon, we had a lot of large institutional investors and what they're looking for when they invest in projects. We had social media help, Cointelegraph social media guru. He came on and actually gave a lot of tips on how to grow projects. Of course, we also had BSC News, we had a Nigerian Tribune, so on how to get press. But all of these stories, all of these tips and sessions are available on our YouTube channel, which you will be able to find. Just go to YouTube, Xend Finance, you'll be able to find that. Also our Medium channel as well. So you'll be able to find a lot of these articles to help you figure out how to navigate to the next step of growing your project, going from inception, going all the way to being able to build out and actually have a marketing plan. And I gave a session as well. Ugo gave a session as well. Mine was, of course, how to market your project, and of course, how to get PR, because a lot of times you can get organic press on your project and how to actually launch a project correctly. But one of our goals with this hackathon is to kind of advance the African ecosystem and help entrepreneurs here or in any developing country across the world. So we're always here to help. That's one thing that was one of our missions, was to make sure that we provide a platform and a forum for entrepreneurs to get more exposure. With that said, we do want to kind of go through our the winners of the hackathon. And I don't know if we want to start at number 3, Ugo. Should we start at number 3, or should we list some of the honorable mentions for now?
Yeah, I think we should start at number 3. Yeah, I think we should start at number 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. And then number 3, and then should we play the video, or should we make the announcements now and then play the videos? What do you think? Should we keep people in suspense?
No, so I just think we should. I think we should just go ahead, announce the project name, and then of course play the video. Yeah. And I would like to announce the number 1. Yeah, so maybe you can do number 2 and number 3.
All right, okay. So it's too bad we don't have music. We do a little drum roll, but number 3 is Bima, right?
Oh yeah, that's Bima. Yeah,
Bima,
correct.
and the leader's name is Chidiberi. Kenya, and we want to say congratulations to the company for placing in 3rd place. And do you want to kind of mention the team members that are there? But we can also, introduce him now, and he can kind of say a few words to show the video.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so we have team members from Bima. The team lead is Chidebere Ekennaya. Then you have Joshua Mba, Chukwuka Udemizwe, Joshua Wokoye, Gospel Chinyere Ugo, and Uche John. I mean, they're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. There are 6 members in this team. That's actually a huge team. This is like a really huge team. Great job, guys. I mean, I think one thing I like about just looking at the application and the team members is, being able to get a lot of people to work in a short period of time, on a project like this. And I mean, going through the project, it's not something that is like easy to build, right? So getting people to work together within 3 months to create something remarkable, I mean, they deserve like a lot of accolade. Great job, guys. Super excited, that you guys are like number 3. And yeah, let's get to see what they built. Yeah, I think we have the video coming up now. Yeah. Sorry, there's no sound.
Hey, Emmanuel, we don't have any sound.
We don't have any sound on the video. Yeah, I don't think we can't get any sound. Maybe he's trying to get the sound sorted out. Yeah, Emmanuel, we don't have any sound.
Let me try to share my screen. Maybe that might make a difference. Let me try.
Okay. Yeah, Kevin, are you able to play the video? You're on mute.
Okay, what are you seeing? Are you seeing the whole screen?
Oh yeah, but it's paused.
Okay, let me try.
Yeah.
Can you hear this?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
It hears? Okay, well, let's start this again.
Yep.
And sitting at the high table of these failing factors is what the African pension system has failed massively. And sitting at the high table of these failing factors is what we call inflation. Inflation has really affected the economy of African countries and also, of course, has affected pensioners. You see civil servants who have labored for 30 to 35 years working tirelessly, and the point of them getting their pension, the value of their pension can't even afford them a good life. And this is because of inflation. Aside other factors that have also contributed to pensioners not receiving their pensions that is due them. Now we have brought in a solution that will wipe away all of these problems and resurrect back the pension system. And this solution is called Bima. Bima is an application built with the blockchain technology that gives individuals and civil servants the opportunity to save their pensions on the blockchain using stablecoins and in turn get interest with Xend Finance token. This is really amazing. Now let me show you how Bima application works. Very simple and easy for anyone to use and start using immediately. All right, so this is how the Bima application works. It's a very simple process and simple step. The very first thing you have to do is when you come to Bima.app, you click on Connect Wallet. Once you click on Connect Wallet, you'll be able to connect it with your MetaMask wallet. Very simple process. You just need to click on Next and click on Connect. Once it's connected, you have access to your dashboard. The dashboard shows the total amount of money you'll be able to accumulate also, which comprise of your pension balance and your total interest. Now, your total interest will be given to you in Xend token compound coin, right? Is that Xend token or compound coin or any of other preferred coin or token you want? But the main pension amount will be stored in stable coins. So you have the opportunity to have your retirement plan scheduled, set up your retirement plan, set up a 10-year plan, set up a 3-year plan, set up a flexible plan, even if you are not ready for retirement. So it gives you the opportunity to save up money, store up money, and then get interest for it over time. And you are sure that the value of the money you are storing is the exact value you will get over time. So there's not like inflation, there's nothing like a third party in between to control your funds. You are totally in charge and in control of your money. You are sure of good interest. You are sure of getting back the exact value of your money at the time of putting it back into the retirement plan. This is how Bima application works. Thank you very much, and we hope you love using Bima app.
Wow.
All right. So the very great presentation. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, something I just wanted to say real quick is why I love, the application, the use case is really, really, it's just there staring at us every day. So I'll tell you a little about the pensioners, the people that earn pension in Nigeria. I'll use Nigeria as an example. You would see most people who work for 35 years, right? At times people work for up to 40 years. Now, when it gets to the time at which they're supposed to take their pensions, right? What happens is they start to get different reasons from the government or the pension services why they cannot access their full pensions. This keeps happening every other day. Maybe by the end of this month or beginning of next month, you would see a lot of 60-year-old, 70, 80-year-old people standing outside pension houses, standing outside pension, like let's say banks that support pension, just to access their pension fund. And they will not be able to access these funds. They stay there morning till night under harsh weather conditions. This is what we are experiencing currently in Nigeria. And I'm sure a lot of people are experiencing this in different parts of the world. So this has like a real use case. There are people experiencing these problems. If those people, when they were receiving their salaries, right, were able to connect their salaries or the pension, the percentage of their salaries that goes to pension to a decentralized system like this, no one will be able to, prevent them from having access to their pension. No, they will be able to access it based on the different payout criteria or parameters that have already been designed into the system. So this is actually a real system. This is a real problem that people are facing every single day. And yes, we're really, really excited that Bima actually emerged as one of the winners, and we'll be very happy to, lead them, throughout the course of making this application something that people are going to use every day. And yeah, let's see what they can do like after this competition. Yeah, thanks a lot, Chidebere and the rest of the team. Great work. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. So with that said, number 2, I will introduce, and that is congratulations to the team at PiggyFi. And of course, their leader's name is Oluwafemi Lofe. And then the rest of the team, Emmanuel Joseph, Bose Mayumbi, Feluso Alofe. So congratulations to that team. We can play a little bit of video. We can play a video of their project.
Yeah. Let's
see. Do we have a video? Let me see what we have here. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen. Okay.
Welcome to demonstration of the PiggyFi Hub. For this demonstration, I'll be using a Figma prototype. So when the user lands on the PiggyFi Hub, I'm going to start the directors this week. Where is select country? The PiggyFi Hub supports 6 countries: Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Kenya. And these are countries in Sub-Saharan Africa that were selected because of their high inflation rate. With user customers, user will provide your email password and will confirm the password. After registration, the verification code is sent to the user. One user provides the verification code to verify that indeed the email address is valid and display the verification code. The user will redirect to the dashboard. Once they land the dashboard, the pop-up will appear for them to verify to enter their KYC information. Their KYC information includes a valid user identification, which can be international passports, driver license, or national ID card. Then provide the official first name, middle name, and last name. All these combined together must be the same as a full name shown in the bank details. This information is important that tallies with the bank details because of the P2P system. You can provide the data points, still residence, and destination address. Once user can update KYC, we'll be asked to provide the PiggyFi password. Whenever a user on PiggyFi updates any vital information, they will always be presented to the security screen for them to confirm this update to their password. Once the user has their password, if you can confirm. Once you can confirm, now shows that the user is not verified. The first thing user do after they verify is to fund their wallet. You will fund their wallet via a bank transfer via automated P2P system. Our automated P2P system is built such that it's able to allow user less than 15 minutes. And in future, we are looking to cost time as well as 5 minutes. So when the user puts on, the slide will show in order to explain how funding wallet shows. For the first time, if you can think about it. In this case, because this user is from Nigeria and is using engine as a local currency, in here, when you can use it and use their previous system. Due to this, it is showing error here. So once they enter the amount I want to use from the wallet, in their currency, it shows them the price reference for the current exchange rate and the minimum you can enter. Once you enter the amount from the wallet, we calculate the amount and say, oh, you receive this amount in USD. Notice we are not using anything in USD, and that's because it's important for us that users are not confused by any blockchain which are done. And click on confirm. Once the user click on confirm, you can click on. You'll be able to preview their transaction, distributing. Once we launch our beta testing, our intention is that we will be the only vendor providing automated P2P system. After we test the process and see how it works, then we can bring on more P2P merchants. Click on proceed. Yeah. After the user has transferred the fund to the account of the merchant, which in this case says about the locality. Like I said, that will be on the PiggyFi, for instance. After you transfer, the direct transfer. After the transfer, the merchants will complete their transfer and the PiggyFi app, which is holding BUSD that has been locked from the merchants. The PiggyFi app is going to be used to the the value that the budget from the merchants from the BUSD merchants to their wallet and click on done. Now you see the next thing I like showing PiggyFi app is the receive, which is very simple. When you can receive, another user using PiggyFi app and use their AID or they can scan and to send USD to the user. In any of this country like PiggyFi app is not. Next, once the user has from their wallet, you can decide to pay your bills. We support electricity, insurance, taxes, and other equipment. Also, the user can transfer from the PiggyFi wallet to another PiggyFi. So click on this start now. And then you can set up a CPT pin and once you do transfer, click on next. And here is a verification whenever you're setting for consume. Again, you can do my ID when this page comes to the control. Lastly, I would like to show you how the user can withdraw and do that. It is important to note that whenever, before I show you how to withdraw, I'll actually how to see. When it has from the wallet, you can save USD in the wallet. When you can save, we make use of Xend Finance platform in order to stake the funds and earn interest for the user and also earn sensitivity. So you can understand, you can create a new savings and save using the file, which will in turn be using the Xend SDK. We are going to take the fund and then the next one. Finally, you can withdraw on the file, choose position, you can withdraw. To show you how to withdraw again, you can ask for first time user, you can enter into withdraw, you can proceed. Now, when you want to withdraw again, the way we actually do this throughout the database system. Again, once the request is being done, our system matches the merchants and then we find the merchants. And then the merchant can transfer the cryptocurrency to the user. So finally, the user can also get account settings, they can trigger account settings, KYC, and do several things. So it's what is the advantages and other things for the system. So there you go, there you have it. That's it, and how it works. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for that presentation, Ugo. If you wanted to say a few words on PiggyFi.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm really blown away with the amount of work that was put into, PiggyFi in these few months, because looking at the system that was presented, it's actually a full blown out application that is ready to go. And one thing I actually like is the user interface, the user experience. Like, it's really great. And they've captured very critical parts of finance that people have problems with, in different parts of the world, which is like leveraging DeFi to do things like, international money transfer. They support multiple countries already. And that's actually really cool. And also building in a peer-to-peer infrastructure to accept local fiat payments is something that is really great. And yes, I think PiggyFi has done a very, very good job. And it's not a surprise that they're one of the winners but after putting in this amount of work. This is really great. And I'm very excited that people are really applying DeFi, in different ways. And yes, this is really great. Congratulations to the team. Yeah, this is awesome.
Okay, great. So before we go to the first one, does number 3 and number 2 do the founders, do they want to say a quick word? Do they want to talk about the project or their experience at all before we go into number 1?
Yeah, maybe someone from Bima. Do you have someone from Bima here? You can just say maybe something for like 1 minute. I don't know, experience and all that.
No, I'll push myself.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Yes. Please welcome. The floor is yours. Congratulations on third place. If you wanted to introduce yourself a little bit and talk about where you're at and what your experiences are, it would be great to hear it.
Yeah, hello, Chidi. Are you there? So we're taking someone from Bima first.
Okay.
Okay.
Joshua is trying to talk. It's like he was muted somewhere.
Okay, yeah, Joshua, you can go ahead and speak.
Okay, sorry, I think I was muted on my other device, so probably can't speak from this other device. I disconnect. All right, so I'm sure you guys can still hear me. This is Joshua. So I just want to quickly speak about Bima application. I think my other piece went off. We are so grateful to hear that we made it to this stage of the project, and it was a lot of work for us too. We were able to invest a lot of our time from the point of the solution. We looked at critical problems, especially problems that is predominant in Africa, especially the pension system, something that has been here for years without any long-lasting solution. The government itself can't even solve the problem. So coming up with the idea was a lot of work for us. And by the time we came up with the idea, we were able to build up the project. And the interesting part is, by the time we did the video demo for the project, it was actually at the initial stage of the project. But we finally were able to build all of the features, all of the minutest detail of the product, able to come up with all of the features. And it's fully working right now. If I don't know if the team tested it too, everything is fully working. And we personally see it as a major solution that will change the narrative for individuals who are civil servants and even individuals who are working in corporate firms that need this pension system. Yeah. Okay. So corporate firms that need this pension system, and we were able to narrow it down to a point where these individuals can also generate interest while saving on Bima application. So one of the things that prepared us to work on this project was the problem, which has not received a long-lasting solution across Nigeria, Africa. And we see to solve this problem once and for all. Of course, we're going to solve this problem. Big industry and science for us to capitalize on that and it built a bigger interest of people, bigger interest of users, bigger scope of users across the globe from Nigeria down to other African countries. We see, in fact, the solution came from a place of pain, looking at how our parents, our grandmothers, who probably are pastors, who couldn't even afford their life, couldn't even afford a better life even after working for several years, for 5 years in civil service, for the place of pain that we even built the whole product. And we are so happy that we were able to come up with that solution and build out all of the features before the line of the product. Please, can you guys hear me? I'm not sure, I'm having a lot of back and forth here.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks, Chidi, for that. I mean, that was really clear, and I mean, it makes a lot of sense that you guys were able to, you know, build this from a place of experience. You know, yeah, thank you very much. It's really great. Sorry, can you mute yourself?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think we'll take Oluwafemi Alofe, sorry.
Yes, I'm here. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. So the first thing is that we are really grateful to Xend for the opportunity to participate in this hackathon, and not only because of that, but specifically because of the SDK that it provided, right? Before now, like what we have been pushing our efforts on, like to work on, was to we're building our own smart contracts on top of Compound protocol, on top of Venus protocol, and then Eve. And as you would know, this has to go to like a whole lot of process, you know, auditing of smart contracts. But with like the Xend SDK, like it removed all of that barrier away from our development process. And we are happy to say that like by Q1 of next year, we are going to be launching our beta version on top of Xend SDK. And that's like very, very lovely. And if you notice what we are trying to do, our main goal is to really drastically reduce the barrier of entry for non-DeFi people, for people that are not into DeFi, for people that have the barrier of knowledge for entering into blockchain to save or to invest, right? Because one of the challenges we've seen people face is trying to understand what MetaMask is, what Trust Wallet is, what is like lending and all of these things. And one of like the goal of what we're trying to do is to reduce the barrier of entry while solving like pain points in Africa, which is like the inflation problem that we are trying to solve, and cross-border transfer. So we are very grateful for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a very great presentation. And I want to say before we introduce the winning project, it was a very, very close between PiggyFi and the winning project. In terms of the points, the separation of points was a separation of just 2 points. So it was very, very close. But Ugo, I will let you introduce the winning project.
Yeah, okay. So the thing is actually, Kevin, is actually 1 point difference.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's actually a 1 point difference. Yeah, I'm looking at it and it's like
yeah, you're right. You're right. 1 point. Right.
And between the third place and the second place, actually 2 points difference.
Yeah.
So I mean, this was a really close call. So I think before I mention number one, I'd like to say that we had 10 finalists, right? I mean, we had like a lot of applicants. I mean, the numbers, I think we had over like 30 like applicants, but people who submitted, I think they were like, I think like 20 or thereabout. But we have 10 finalists, and so I'll take the 10th person had. Okay, so I mean, but the difference between the first person and like the third person, like 3 points, right? So I mean, it was a really close call, and these guys did a lot of work. I can bet you that they did a lot of work. And I mean, as an engineer, one thing I like to look at is, I mean, I go through like code base, I check, okay, are these guys actually doing something that is interesting? I mean, by navigating, I mean, watching the videos and going through the apps and all that. But yeah, they did a really good job. And I'm very excited about what they built, every single person here. And before I also mention the first person, I'd like to say that for the 10 finalists, we're going to have a space on our website, on our hackathon page on the website, where we're going to list all your companies, the website, your products, and then your video, right, your pitch. And then we're going to leave it there for external investors to actually, come and take a look. Because I mean, most people might not be able to join now, but they'll watch this much later. And we have a lot of investors, a lot of backers who have been, yearning to invest in some of the projects here. And yeah, I think that's now I'll be announcing the first place. And I'd like to say that the first, the company with the first position is LaserPay Finance. Yeah, and LaserPay has really done like a lot of work, in building out their system. And the leader's name is Justice Eze Foulier. And you have team members, Njoko Emmanuel, Abdul Fatai Suleiman, and then Falola Shei. I mean, this is really good. Because I've actually gone through their platform. I've seen what they've done, and yes, I mean, they've done a great job. So maybe Kevin, you can help us with the video. Yeah, let's see the presentation they have. Yeah. Yeah, look at Kevin. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Could you hear everything?
Yeah, you need to share your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe we can start.
Okay.
I will need to check my email to see that.
All right, I just got the OTP. So we are signing the platform, and this is how the dashboard looks like. On the right panel, we have activities, which is basically transactions, right? So transactions going to and fro your accounts. So we have withdraw and receive and whatever. So what we have here is like the recent transactions, and over here, this tab says that same transactions. When I click on it, I get to see all the transactions that's happening in the platform, and I can filter it by confirm, pending, or cancel. You can also search for it by transaction ID, and I can do some certain stuff like there's pagination and so on. So I can also click on the particular transaction to see a close-up detail of the transaction. So I can see the amount, transaction status, and some other stuff. All right, so let's go to customers. So over here, I kind of get all the customers that have interacted with my transaction endpoint. That's for the user, right? So justice.f and docker.f has transferred money to me, so automatically they are my customers. So the next one is Invest, and Invest is actually a coming soon feature. So we haven't rolled that out yet, so that's why we have the coming soon banner right here, Samsung Pro. And the next tab is Payment Link. So Payment Link is meant to be like you say an online vendor or whatever, so you just need to create a payment link where your customers can easily pay you from, right? So right now I have only one payment link that I've created, and I can also try creating another one by clicking on the tab menu, and then I let's call it weeks. Say I'm consuming weeks, right? Weeks. So I can upload a custom logo. So what this logo is for is basically for when the customer gets to the checkout page, right? This logo will be used for the custom logo of the checkout. If not, we'll be using our developed LaserPay logo. So right here, you can choose between USD or NGN. So let me use NGN, and this is 6,000. The direct money, let's say, over $30. So I just created the payment link, and I can also copy it and send it to whoever I want to send it to. And we have that here. So the next is payment button, which is kind of similar to the payment link. The only difference is we give you a source code, a HTML and JavaScript code, and you need to copy and paste in the website source code. Right, so right now I have the payment button, but I can try to create one. And let's call this file down. And we are in USD and say 600 USD and direct link So I have three custom buttons to choose from. So I have the blue one, the green one, and the white one. So depending on the color scheme I have in my website. So let's say I prefer the green one, so I can choose the green one. And so just all right, so I just created the payment button, and I can go ahead and copy the HTML code. I can also copy the JavaScript code and press it where I need to press it. So we have that there. And the next one is subscription, which is also a product we intend to roll out very soon. And the last is settings. Over here, I have my personal details, which I update my name, my email address, and so on. So in API, I can see my citizen API, public API keys, and I can also update my callback URL, web URL, and sent it for replacement, and I can also decide to regenerate my main API key. So yeah, I can do this as many times as I want. And for account settings, these are basically default stuff. So right now we can't really make any changes there. So we have accepted coins and we have transaction receipts which get sent to both the business email and to the customer's email. So over here at the header page, we have test, and right now we're on testnet, and I can always switch to mainnet whenever I want to switch. Okay, so let's go back to the dashboard. So right here, you see your total balance, right? And you also see the breakdown of the balance, that's for USDT, USDC, and so on. So I can also decide to withdraw. So when I click on withdraw, and this pop-up comes up, I select either USDT, USDC, or whatever I want to. So let's go into USDT, because that's what I have. So the amount you go, let's go into dollar address. Let's say dollars. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get sent to my email, right? This is just an extra layer of security that we can. All right, so OTP gets on plus 5 to 7. All right, so the withdrawal has been confirmed, and you can see the transaction hash and copy it and do whatever I want to do with it. So that's basically the work to the platform.
Okay, that's great. Ugo, if you want to wrap things up.
Yeah, so like, I mean, so congratulations to the LaserPay finance team. And, you know, one thing that really so caught my attention about the product is that one, they're already live. And I mean, they went live within the hackathon period. But apart from that, LaserPay with I mean, having built something that is really great, and it's similar to I would call it, it's similar to like the Flutterwave and, you know, Paystack, but now it's on the blockchain, right? It's leveraging decentralized finance, and with this, it creates like massive you know, opportunity to, you know, access almost any region anywhere in the world, you know, without any restriction, which is really, really critical if we want to be able to scale payments and, you know, support multiple merchants in different parts of the world. And these guys have been able to build something really great. And even within the hackathon, right, LaserPay went ahead to raise funds. We actually got the news from their fundraising. They've actually started raising funds. And it's also great that Xend Finance also even backed, you know, LaserPay in this fundraising system, and we've also gone ahead to even introduce them to more investors, and that's also part of the rewards that people are supposed to earn by being a part of this hackathon, to get that exposure, to get that investment, and yeah, to be able to scale your product. And we're now working like closely with the LaserPay team to ensure that, of course, that their product scales properly, which we are also going to be doing with the rest of the other teams when they move to mainnet. So something I actually also wanted to mention about the rewards for the hackathon is, so we have like 2 categories of rewards. We have the first one, I mean, that's for the grants phase, right? We have the first part, which is the Dora Hacks reward. And yes, this is also like a great opportunity for us to say a huge thank you to Dora Hacks team for the support. I mean, Dora Hacks put like for the technical part, the operations and everything for the hackathon was handled by Dora Hacks, a great set of people. And yes, I mean, I remember meeting the Dora Hacks team in the US, in Miami. It was just like a very short intro. Hey, this is what we do and everything. And then we wanted to set up our hackathon. And I just remember that, yeah, I had spoken to some hackathon guys then in the US, and yeah, they really came through and set up everything. You know, for the last 3 months, it's been a lot of work from Dora Hacks, and great. Yeah, it's like huge thanks to the team. So yeah, going back to the Dora Hacks, the Hacker Link round, where we have $20,000. It's going to be the $20,000. It's based on, it's actually going to be distributed based on the community votes. So how that round works is all the teams that are here actually submitted their projects there. I mean, that's where you submit your project for us to now know that, yes, you've been able to meet the relevant criteria to be assessed. Then people or the project shadows will also tell their community members to go vote, or their friends. And the idea of voting is for you to be able to receive support from your community, right? And they vote with Xend token. So for every Xend token that has been pledged or voted for your project, it's actually going to be sent to you, right? It's actually your money. Then we also have the $20,000 pool that is going to be given to the projects that have, voted. So it's going to be distributed across all the projects that actually voted. So that's like a separate, category. And I think for that, I would quickly just go through the, I'll quickly go through the votes, and so we can get the highest, that's the winner from that category, right? That's the winner based on votes. Yeah, so 1 second. Okay. I'd like to mention that anyway, the total number of Xend tokens that were used to place votes first were about 97,881 Xend tokens. These were the total amount of tokens that were used to vote, and overall probably like about maybe over like 10,000, about 10,000, or like about $12,000 or $13,000 were actually used to place these votes. And these monies will actually be distributed to the teams, plus the $20,000. I'm finding it quite difficult to get access to the category on HackerLink. I don't know if someone can share this here. 1 second. Anyway, before I get that, while I'm trying to get the list of the teams, hello, can everyone hear me? Yeah, while I try to get the list of the teams, what I'll do is to actually just kind of give us a run through about the rest of the hackathon and how things will progress from here. So the first thing I actually wanted to mention is that the teams who have participated in the hackathon, every single person, like I said, we're going to have them on our website, and then we're going to have all the investors go to our website, check out their videos. So just in case you guys have any updates you want to share with us, kindly share it before we have everything updated on the website. And we're also going to be reaching out to the investors that have actually indicated interest, right? We're going to be reaching out to all the investors, and they're going to be reaching out to you guys. So it would be great if you have some, like you've prepared your decks, and let's say if you have some updates to make, kindly do that. And then for the people who, of course, who are not in the top 3, one of the things we are doing at Xend Finance really is to ensure that we follow your projects, right? So, I mean, the top 3 we announced now were based on the judges. So the judges decided, on these top 3, right? And of course, for the votes, I am still trying to get those teams. If someone could actually share the list of the teams here, it would be much better, right? So for the votes, right? That was decided by the community, like different communities of the different projects. So say, for example, your community has maybe 100 people or 50 people, all of them will go and vote for you. So that one, it depends on, let's say, the number of people you can actually, reach out to and all that, right? So, but the price pool for that is $20,000 plus the amount of money that were received via votes, right? So, but this price pool for the judges is $80,000. That's the grant, where the first person gets $30,000, the second person gets $20,000, and sorry, it's actually $80,000. The first person gets $30,000. The second person actually gets $20,000, and the third person gets $10,000. I think all that comes up to about 60. Yeah, and then we actually have another prize for people in for African universities, people who participated and all that stuff. But yeah, unfortunately, we were not able to actually get people from the universities to, like, let's say a winner from the university. But then it's still totally fine, right? So I think now one of the things we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to get the winners, right? The winners, the next step for the winners to start accessing funds. Funds will be distributed from January, right? So, and the next step for people to access funds is to ensure that, of course, their products are live. For LaserPay, for I think Bima, I think the top 3 products are already like online, right? So we're going to be distributing the funds, and then we're going to be following up with this project, right? Because one thing we've also learned, something we understood rather, is that it's very important to have like hands-on with the projects to ensure that they go on to get access to more investments, they go on to get real users and to build a very strong project. Because most times, I mean, it's not just about getting the money or getting access to funding. That's like the first part, right? Or maybe one of the easiest parts. But eventually, you actually need to get access. You need to build something that people would use, right? So we're going to be following up with the projects and to ensure that as we release funds, projects will actually be, hitting certain milestones, which is very important. For example, like going live is one milestone. Second milestone, of course, getting some users, seeing some traction, and ensuring that, of course, you're plugged into the Xend Finance protocol on mainnet, right? So that's very critical, right? That you're plugged into the Xend Finance protocol on mainnet, whether you're using our smart contracts, the DeFi layer 2 infrastructure directly, or whether you're plugging into the SDK. And yeah, for the developers, we've been able to update. We've updated the SDK, so it now supports the DeFi layer 2 infrastructure. Well, you guys are all on the development group on Telegram, so you can always just ask your technical questions there and we'll answer. So yeah, I think that's basically it. And we're going to commence distribution of funds from January, and we just hope that everyone, please do for the winners on the community. We already know you guys there, but kindly communicate with us. You have the community manager on the Telegram group. Share your information so we start accessing and letting you know the steps on how you can receive your payments. But yeah, I think it was actually a very interesting session. I mean, 3 months of a lot of work. It was really, really great being able to get people to go out of their comfort zones to build something. Just like the developers from PiggyFi said, I mean, usually building out these systems, having smart contract audits is usually hard. So that's one of the reasons Xend Finance, we took out our time to build out an SDK to help people make their lives easy, right? Because I mean, most projects, when you want to kick off smart contract audits for high level infrastructures, can go over $200,000, right? Easily. And you need to talk to multiple auditing firms. And most most projects when kicking off don't really have access, might not have access to this kind of funding, and might not also know the right companies to reach out to. So we've been able to remove all this stress, I mean, all this complexity, creating an SDK, and even building the smart contracts that you guys can plug into. So whatever you need to audit will just be quite small, as opposed to going ahead to build entire systems from ground up. And for Xend Finance as well, one thing we're doing for next year, it's a year of growth for us. I mean, we launched our mobile app recently, and currently it's connected to our DeFi layer 2 infrastructure. And we are even going ahead to improve the infrastructure, build systems that have actually moved liquidity or funds across different chains. We always just keep improving our systems, right? So plugging into our SDK, plugging into our smart contracts, I think is the best thing for anyone trying to build any DeFi protocols, you know, from anywhere in the world, really. We're not restricted to Africa. No, we're not. I mean, you can use our infrastructure from anywhere you are. And if you have any challenges at all, you can always reach out to us via email, via our Telegram community. We want to develop more builders. We want to get more builders building on the blockchain. And that's how we can, you know, drive adoption, right? So even if you're a Web 2.0 developer, who like people who are non-blockchain engineers, you don't need to worry about all those complexities. You can use our system to build it out. You can use our system to ensure that it works. And we've done the heavy lifting, and we just want you to implement your great idea and, you know, get it to market, get it to the users that need it. And yes, I think your users and everyone will be really excited to actually use your product. So I think that should be all from us now. And yes, we'll be following up with all the teams. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for putting in all the efforts. And yeah,
we do want to let the LaserPay founder say something if he's on the line.
Oh yeah, but yeah, do we have someone from LaserPay here? The founder of
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, so hey guys, I'm really excited to be part of this, and I'm grateful to like Xend Finance for giving us this opportunity to like participate in this hackathon, right? I mean, it was a very tough 3 months that we had to like put the team together and build out something really fast in like 2 months, and then LaserPay actually was born out of the problems seen with payments, right? Seen with lack of payment infrastructure in Africa and across the world, right? So that's what actually drove the idea, you know, to like build LaserPay, right? And then with the rise of crypto, right, and being that crypto is actually borderless, using LaserPay using crypto, you know, to like power payments, it's something that would actually change the world of payments, right? And automatically it will affect commerce and also affect logistics, right? I mean, your regular day-to-day fiat payment, right? Where you use proper way, you use Paystack, you use Stripe, you use your cards, right? And then it takes minutes to get settled, or so sometimes days, right? But then with stable coins, we actually you actually get settled in minutes, right? Money moves across borders in seconds, basically. Right, and then the problem we see, right, is that there's actually a lot of there's limited infrastructure, right, for businesses to like plug into like global payment infrastructures, right. So that's why we actually chose to build LaserPay, right, that would serve as that global payment solution for businesses, so that digital creator in Nigeria won't think about how we can open a PayPal account, how we can get a Stripe account in order to like collect payments from someone in the US, right? And then with the rise of decentralized finance as well, we also saw that businesses, digital creators can actually gain from decentralized finance. That's why we built LaserPay on the smart contracts, where we plugged into like Xend Finance, and in order to like give yields to these businesses. So they don't, so not only that they receive money, right, or they receive payments in stable coins, but they have the opportunity to like invest these stable coins, right, like get extra yields, which they can actually use to like scale, which they can actually use to scale their business. I mean, so it's a very exciting and tough one, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity, right? And then so Xend Finance LaserPay is currently live on Binance Smart Chain. We are deploying on Polygon blockchain by the end of Q1, and that's where we are actually going to integrate the Xend Finance layer. So there are two solutions, like bring more use to the businesses and creators integrating LaserPay. So I want to like thank Ugochukwu and Xend Finance, right, for giving us this opportunity, right? So that's actually a very difficult one. We have to like I have to like get into sessions with some of the judges, with Ugochukwu, right? And yeah, so I mean the sessions was actually one of the most insightful part of the hackathons, right? Where we learned a lot of things about pitch deck, structuring your product, and growing your team and business as well. So thanks again, Ugochukwu and the Xend Finance team.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Joko. Yeah, so I've gotten the list of the winners from the category. That's the hacker link. That's from Dora Hacks. So in first place, we have FarmGrid, right? And then in second place, we have Midas. And then in third place, we have QuickRaise. So these, I don't know, do we have anyone? Maybe we can just take like, do you have anyone from FarmGrid here? You can just explain, FarmGrid. And then also for the distribution of the funds, like I mentioned, for the voting category, right? Yeah, so we're going to distribute it based on like how much weight your votes actually have based on overall. So much like a weighted distribution across board for the $20,000, right? Yeah. So I don't know if we have someone from FarmGrid that can just give us maybe like a 30 seconds to 1 minute explanation of what FarmGrid does, and then Midas and QuickRaise. That would be great. Yeah, but we're also going to have all these winners on our website though. Yeah, we're going to have all the winners on our website. So do you have people that do you have them here?
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Messi from FarmGrid, co-founder of FarmGrid. Okay, I want to start by appreciating what Xend Finance has done with the hackathon, though we did not emerge as first three, but we're looking at greater heights. We're looking at putting our interest and our focus on doing other stuff and improving on the idea and all. So FarmGrid, it's a DeFi yield optimization for African real farm stakeholders, empowering farmers with the blockchain technology. Okay. Now we were looking at three major problems when we came up with the FarmGrid idea. We're looking at poor, inadequate sources on data and authenticity of raw food. And then we're also looking at poor return on investment in the agri sector. And we were also looking at the inadequate food for the exponentially growing global population. Okay, so the solutions we laid out for FarmGrid were a farming app, which was the major focus for the hackathon. Okay, we're looking at building an app where anyone, anywhere in the world can invest in agriculture and participate in food production. Okay, and with integrating Xend Finance into FarmGrid, we have been able to find a better solution for the poor return on investment. Okay, so we're looking at a way where people would invest in agriculture, then we put in this money into a second layer protocol like Xend Finance. We get the yields, and then we also invest 50% of the money into real agricultural farming, and then we also get the return on investment on that. Okay, so FarmGrid will also be looking at export of agricultural products, and we have a lot on our plate, and it's something we just started off, and it's a huge one, and we were looking at putting the idea out there, winning some good hackathons, raising some money, and getting investors. So yeah, we will be working so much on that, and we were looking at greater heights anyways. We're looking at greater things, and we would do better. So yeah. Thank you, Ugo. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Xend Finance, for putting this up. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, Messi. That was really cool. So like I said, we're actually going to be helping out the rest of the teams access investments, right? So just give us like your video presentation, everything you want to be seen on the website. You have to share with us. I mean, if you have updated presentations, that would be great. So you can share those things with us, and we're going to put it on our website. Everything should be there by January. Yeah, thank you. Do you have someone from Midas? Yeah, here. You can just give us like a 1 minute explanation of what your protocol does, and yes, your experience as well. Thank you.
Okay. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Osakwa Adobe. I'm on the Midas team. So what we actually did with Midas was that we found a way to utilize the blockchain technology to ensure that payments are made instantly. Because we know that since we're working remotely right now, we have companies have the ability to employ people from all over the world, and having to make payments across borders can become like an issue in terms of fees, extra fees that we paid. So what we did with Midas was that we found a way to be able to save this, to be able to disburse fees using the blockchain, basically. And so all you have to do is to save the recipients or like your organizational staff on our platform, and then by clicking three buttons at most, you are able to like pay this. You're able to pay your staff, and also at like a very, very much lower cost than what it would have been like without Midas. We are very grateful for the opportunity, to actually like build this. It's unfortunate that we didn't win, but we're going to keep working on it, and we hope that, thank you to the Xend Finance team, because I know that the support is going to be there, and we hope to really achieve what we set out to do in the first place by the end of this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know, maybe your video, I don't know if you turned on your video, but we didn't see anyone speaking, but yeah, it's still fine. I think it's really cool. So what Midas has built, really, creating like a sort of payroll system on the blockchain is really great. So I'll give you an example, because I went through their document and also their app, and I know we have this problem. So I'll give you an example of where this becomes a pain in the, a very big pain in the neck, for companies or projects, right? Is, let's say, for example, you launch a blockchain project, right? You have a lot of staff, you have a lot of people you have to pay. And I know we're experiencing that problem at Xend Finance, to be honest. And when we saw this solution, we reached out, and we've been able to even use it at, the beta phase or alpha phase without it really going live, right? And it works. That's one good thing, like it really works. So you want to pay a lot of people. If you're using something like MetaMask, you have to click and do, let's say you want to pay 20 people, right? You have to use MetaMask to do 20 different transactions. It's usually very hard. Even if you're using an exchange or whatever platform you're using, it's still hard. You have to do transactions one by one. Let's say I've had this problem, right, where I need people to remind me, let's say you're supposed to send funds for a certain thing, right? I say, okay, maybe you can send me a calendar invitation or something to remind me every time. But with Midas, it's something you can just set, an automated, like a payment scheduling system, right? Automatically it can pay out. And then, of course, it can also invest excess funds into like the Xend Finance DeFi Layer 2 infrastructure. So I think what they've done is really great. And I'm really happy that the first, that's the winner on the voting category, that's FarmGrid and then Midas. I mean, they are female, founders and something. That's really great. Usually in the blockchain ecosystem, it's dominated by men, right? And I'm very happy to actually have, women participating. And also knowing that they are from Africa, it's awesome. Great job, guys. Great job. Do you have someone from QuidRaise here?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, this is Quentin from
So do you have your
QuidRaise.
You have your video on? I don't know if you can hear.
I actually can't say anything right now.
Hello, okay, you can proceed.
Okay, so this is Quentin from QuidRaise team. So QuidRaise is it's a platform for projects for centralized projects to launch, and also for investors to manage investment and get to know about projects. So I don't know, a couple of people saw the tweet from Jack today where Jack mentioned something about DeFi project, Web3 projects generally, and how it is centralized under the hood, right? And how it's centralized under the hood. So QuidRaise as an extra add-on helps to solve this issue where you achieve full decentralization on the system. So in the long run, in the long run would want Quidrace to be the de facto way to launch projects. So you launch a project, and then it's like a single point where everyone comes and then meets DeFi projects and invest. So the way we integrated the Zen protocol was to use the X vote. So when investors invest their funds, the funds are locked in X vote. So you get like value added to the initial investment you made. It's like a way to grow your investment with you just investing, like without having to do any extra thing. So yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Quentin. Quidrace is also something like, from what Quentin is saying about creating full decentralization when you're backing projects. So one thing that is obvious now in most DeFi or blockchain-based projects is maybe you see the same set of investors backing almost all the projects, and it's somewhat sort of centralized though, right, at that investment level. So, but Quidrace is actually trying to solve that problem, by allowing anybody, but then when you're investing, I mean, they have their protocol that supports NFTs to give you like access to each particular investment that you're making. And yeah, it helps to create a much more decentralized investment system, for projects. And yeah, I think a lot of work is being done, I mean, with rates, and I think there's still a option, right? But I mean, solving this whole problem of when in 2017, when it was the ICO boom, and you would see projects maybe just raise funds, disappear, maybe some investors who are not legitimate investors maybe hype some projects and all that. No, I think Quidrace has been able to design a system to solve more, like those kind of problems, and I think they are off to a great start. I mean, coming third in the community voting round is actually really, really interesting, and it's really great. So I think so far we're going to like end things here. I really want to appreciate everyone, for taking our time to, come out for this closing ceremony. It's been it's been a long, 3 months, and yeah, I know for the developers it was really short, because when you're building out systems, like this, you're always time, there's always like this time constraint. Okay, but yeah, I'm super excited with what everyone has built, and I'll just continue to encourage people to just keep building, and definitely we will keep supporting everyone who has built out a project here. And we are actually already planning the next year's hackathon, right? We hope to have something even bigger. We hope to have something much more interesting. This is like the first hackathon that Xend Finance is actually organizing, and having this hackathon as our first is actually still the biggest DeFi and the blockchain hackathon in Africa. So super excited about what we're going to be having next year. And kudos to the Xend Finance team. We've been doing a lot of work in the background. There's been so many people helping out, with different aspects of this hackathon. And I really can't express how happy I am, how excited I am about the work that a lot of young people have been doing. So thank you very much, everyone. And I think this has been a really great session. And yeah, we'll definitely catch up with everyone next year. And I mean, cheers to the holidays, Christmas, the New Year coming, and we hope everyone has a great celebration. And yeah, let's hope for a better next year. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I don't know, Kevin, do you have any closing words?
That was well said. I mean, one of the things I wanted to say is, of course, thanks. And I want to tell all the entrepreneurs and developers out there to make sure you stay in contact and network with each other, because this is the group that you're going to be a part of as you make lasting relationships, make a future in this industry. And a lot of times the people that will help you get further ahead. So, make sure you stay in touch with the people that you've met through our hackathon, through our different channels. But if you haven't so far, you can still, of course, follow our Telegram, our Twitter. We're going to have further announcements. Of course, we'll have a post with outlining everything that happened today in our closing ceremony. But that's the main thing I wanted to reiterate is thank you for your participation. And like I said, make sure you network and keep in touch with each other. And we are always here to help. And we are very excited about the future of blockchain and what Xend Finance and all of the great developers did in this hackathon, and the future that we're going to bring about. But thank you again.
All right, thank you very much, everyone. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, guys. All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.